kids, comics. So we're here at Bronze Age Babe here, yakking about our comic book collection, and today talking about the Lois Lane maxi series, issue number 5, in the Enemy of the People storyline. Before I even talk about what I want to talk about, there's one other thing I want to talk about. So around, you'll see the variant covers that I have, that I got along with the regular issues. You know, you've got the Robert Palmer Addicted to Love version. You got Dodging Bullets, a nice, be quiet, it's portrait, and then something about zombies. I didn't quite understand that. The Wi-Fi hotspot and I went over to the comic book store the other day to pick these books up, and when I got this variant, we both said, what in the world is Joan Collins doing on the cover of a Lois Lane comic book? Now there was a guy standing next to us who was also perusing through the just issued books, and sweet guy, and he said, "Who is Joan Collins?" So it occurs to me that some people probably don't know who she is. If you watched nighttime soap operas in the 1980s like Dynasty, you would know who Joan Collins is. She's a British actress. She's actually not that bad an actress. I think she's still with us. Did a lot of charity work as well as her over-the-top performance as Alexis Carrington. But for those of you who remember her, I'm sorry, am I the only one who sees Joan Collins in that? I mean, okay, whatever. So issue number 5. Very nice. It is getting sort of back to storytelling, although I will say it's a lot of exposition about journalism. And I personally don't have a problem with that. In my career for 25 years was in public relations, so I worked with a lot of journalists, both print and television and radio journalists, and I really liked working with journalists. So I had a front row seat to their process, and I do not have and never did have the same animosity towards journalists that some do today. So I'm enjoying that part of this. But the thing that kind of struck me as I was flipping through this is that in comparison to the Lois Lane one-shot thing that came out in, is it 2004? Yeah, no, 2014, she says. I don't get dates right. So this is a one-time thing, and basically it's Lois Lane helping her sister kick drugs. So the monsters that are there are the result of illicit drugs. And the thing that kind of I was reminded of from this is that Lois Lane behaves more like a private investigator, like a detective in this thing, which just seemed, it struck me as a little odd when I first read it years ago, but and it kind of points to why I guess I don't look at this thing super fondly, versus the current Enemy of the People storyline, where this really is about her efforts as a journalist to solve some mysteries. I love the art in it. It's pretty cool, and so far so good. So there's your Lois Lane dump for the day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again next time.